Hi, this is CAD/CAM Lessons channel, and in this video I will tell you about Tangent Constraint in FreeCAD. FreeCAD is a fully free 3D CAD system that can be used for both hobby and commercial purposes. To use this system, you just need to download and install FreeCAD. There's no need to register anywhere, and you don't have to provide any data. You simply download, install, and you can start using it. FreeCAD also has a version that works without installation, so literally within a few minutes you can start creating your own models. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new content. And if you'd like to support my work and treat me to a virtual coffee, you can find all the details in the description below. Thank you for your support. I will now move on to the new parametric part and go to the sketcher, because in many cases, the sketch is the foundation for creating a 3D model. It is in the sketcher that we have constraints, and one of the constraints is the tangent constraint. When you hover the cursor over this constraint, a tooltip appears. The tangent constraint is one of several available geometric constraints, and constraints are what define the relationships between geometries or between geometries and the coordinate system. Constraints eliminate the degrees of freedom of the sketch, making the sketch resistant to accidental modifications. When we assign a relationship to the sketch, this sketch has a defined and specified position in the coordinate system. If the sketch is fully constrained, we won't accidentally change its shape and position. This is what we aim for in 3D CAD systems. If we create models based on 2D sketches, we should strive to create fully constrained sketches, because, as I mentioned, such a sketch is resistant to accidental modifications. If we want to make any changes to the sketch, we need to do this consciously by editing the constraints. Now, as for the tangent constraint, it is one of the basic constraints. As the name suggests, we define the tangency between two elements here. The simplest example would be defining the tangency of a line to a circle. I have a circle here, then a line, and I will create a second line. Regarding the tangent constraint, we can apply a tangency constraint between a line and a circle. I select these two geometries and choose the tangent constraint. Note that we can also activate this constraint by pressing the T key on the keyboard. Now this line is tangent to the circle, but it is not tangent at a specific point. If you want the line to be tangent to the circle and for the start of the line to lie on the circle, you can add an additional constraint here. You can add a coincident constraint, which I already discussed in a previous video, and you will find a link to videos related to sketch constraints in the description of this video. There was a message saying that an endpoint to edge tangency constraint was applied. We click OK. Indeed, if you want to apply the tangent constraint in such a way that the line is tangent to the circle and that the endpoint of the line lies on the circle, you can apply the tangent constraint between a point and the circle. I select the point, select the circle, and now I choose the tangent constraint. This line is tangent to this circle at this point. What we did previously with two constraints, we achieved here with one constraint. The tangent constraint can also be applied between two circles. I have two circles. I select these two circles, press the T key on the keyboard, and now these circles are tangent to each other. Regarding this constraint, it is not only a tangent constraint but also a collinear constraint. If you have two lines and you want these geometries to be collinear, you just select the two geometries, choose the tangent constraint. This can also be very useful in some cases. Now, let's create a simple example. I select all geometries, press delete, and I will create two circles. One circle at the origin of the coordinate system with a diameter of 100 millimeters, and I will create the second circle so that it lies on the x-axis with a diameter of 50 millimeters. I right-click to cancel the circle drawing. Now I select these 2 points, press the D key, and here I set the distance between these circles to 150 millimeters. I right-click to cancel the dimensioning command. And now, regarding the tangent constraint, we can also apply such a constraint automatically. If you have automatic constraints enabled here, and by default automatic constraints should be enabled, then while drawing a line, we can automatically apply the tangent constraint. Just note that when you hover over this circle, a symbol for the coincident constraint appears. We begin drawing a line, so in this case we can apply a coincident constraint. But now, when you hover over this circle, note that depending on where the cursor is placed, a symbol for the tangential constraint will also appear. This is not visible in the recording, but if you are drawing some geometry and you move the cursor close to another geometry, a symbol of the constraint that will be applied will appear next to the cursor. If the cursor is placed roughly here, only the symbol for the coincident constraint will appear, but if we move the cursor closer to this area, then next to the cursor, both the coincident and tangent constraint symbols appear. If I click at this point, the tangent constraint was applied automatically. Once again, I start drawing a line at this point. Then I hover over this circle, look for a spot where the tangent constraint will appear, and when the tangent constraint is next to the cursor, I click the left mouse button. I right-click to finish drawing the line, and at this point we have applied the tangent constraint. Here we also have the tangent constraint applied. Unfortunately, we don't have that constraint at these points, but we can add these constraints manually. We simply select the circle, select the line, and press the T key on the keyboard. Here a message appears indicating that the previously existing constraint has been changed to a tangent constraint. We click OK, or we can completely disable these notifications, since this is just a message that the constraint has been changed, and we can create a tangent constraint here. Let's select the point, select the circle, and choose the constraint. At this moment, a message also appeared stating that a tangent constraint has been applied relative to the endpoint of the line, and the coincident constraint has been removed, and that is the correct behavior. We click OK, and this way we can add a tangent constraint. In some cases, this constraint can be very useful. We will finish here. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to this channel.